Hi, Scorpio. Happy early birthday if you're a cusper. Okay, so almost spooky season. All right, Scorpio, welcome to this place. Welcome back if you're returning. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Oh, I organized them, but I didn't remember that I did that. That's okay. This one. Sagittarius, you are recorded on the same day as Sag. That's also your neighbor. That's part of where you get your optimism from. What else is showing itself? The descendant and the 9th house. So there's an invitation to explore and expand at this time, right? Jupiter's across from you right now. So there's this, wherever Jupiter is, I feel like it touches everything. It's kind of omnipresent in a way. So there could be some really blessed people that are in your life, that are coming into your life. This invitation word just became the word intuition. Invitation to intuition, exploring. Your opposite energy, Taurus, was also on this same day. So I don't know if you have stars there, that could be really helpful. Taurus had this card. That just may be like another way. I'm not going to do extended readings this month. I'm just going to do it the way we usually do it. And you go to the other signs for your extension, right? There's 12 extensions. There's these different pathways. And I heard, and everything touches there if we give it time. So you're cultivating contentment. Some of you are also cultivating content. So this is something, the contents within something. So you're gathering energy. Gathering energy. Maybe you'll hear from somebody. Some of you may hear from somebody that you haven't heard from in a while. Or maybe you're thinking about expanding upon, as we start to move forward and getting into your season, it's like, I'm seeing the question of how and where do I need to put energy to have the kind of, I heard, softness and connection that I want in this life. Sag had this card. It's a lot of the energy right now. Jupiter and Venus. So that's a lot of love. Venus will be moving into your sign too. It's a very powerful position for it to be in. But I guess until that energy shifts into you, there is a message of taking some time to quiet your heart and mind. I heard, or specifically try to remember something so that you can flush it out. And I saw someone creating a memory, putting it in the toilet, and then flushing it. Something that you know just... And I don't know if this is where you make yourself the enemy or if this is about somebody else being the enemy, but it's like betrayal kind of energy. Guess we've all had to deal with that. And I guess part of the reason that we've dealt with that, or I guess we're having, what I'm seeing here, is like because we betrayed in another time, right? But we're not talking about having to go through a bunch of heavy stuff right now. That isn't the, I heard that isn't the karma right now. It's getting rid of residual energy, or at least elevating above it and moving into a new space about it, exploring again new, because what it's showing me in ways of exploration is going back. Kind of reminds me of that good gate reading. It's like going back to the beginning of something, trying something again that you've done before, but in a way that you haven't before, you know? Let's choose a moon card. Some of you have moon in Scorpio. I could see that could make phlegm in the throat. Interesting. Scorpio. So we have Swati. Swati. Let's read Swati. This is passive energy. That's also moving. Did Libra get this? The keywords here are adaptable, changeable, flexible, as well as fickle, indecisive, sensitive, and curious. The power to scatter like the wind. We opened right to it. Nice. It's called the self-going star. This is the symbol for this star, Swati. This moon mansion is a young plant or flower blowing in the wind. The young delicate shoot is constantly adjusting to the forces of the wind, growing strong and unique by doing so. A sword is also one of the symbols for Swati, warning us that we can take individuality too far and thus we run the risk of becoming cut off or isolated from others or society. Swati people can easily cut others out of their lives if they interfere with their freedom. It says, when we look at Swati for advice, we will see that this energy teaches us how to stay independent, even while adjusting to outside forces that life constantly presents us with. Swati makes us a master of adaptation and thrives on change, while staying firm and true to oneself at the core. It teaches us how to be free, self-confident, and mentally strong. By adapting to any given situation, not by resisting, but by fully embracing the experience, we obtain inner knowledge of ourselves and others. Swati tells us how to stay spontaneous and honest, to find unique and creative ways to deal with life. If we learn how to be open to communication with those around us, no matter who they are, and curious enough to see people for who they truly are, we become compassionate, humble, and charitable. So this time is about trying new things. It's not about necessarily concreting them, right? Because it's still, there's something that's still in a planting cycle of the shoot, right? So I heard you're not supposed to be able to see like what's on the end of this little tube or this little tunnel. I guess it goes back into that embracing like where we are right now and being excited and grateful for what we will be able to try or try again. Does this make sense? This could feel a little bit of someone getting out of their comfort zone. That's good for everybody, right? So, because that tests your intelligence, your problem solving, your adaptability, right? Being in new environments, even trying again old things in a new way. Okay, what are these ones? I like that someone's enjoying their own company now. Libra talked a bit about that too. Remember, most Scorpios are Libras, you know. Okay, we have you, there's you right there. And you have like a guide or a key that helps you to understand and keep track of something. Just a minute. I don't think someone wants to go about it the hard way anymore. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. I guess the more you're out of the desert, the better you feel. I know sometimes that's a paradox because that's kind of a life cycle, right? Sometimes we go through, or seasons rather, it's like we go through a winter season, we go through a drought, you know, we go through, but Scorpio energy is interesting to me because your Mars, so you're fire, but you're Scorpio, which is most animals that live in the desert, so there's no water. And so the main job is to immerse yourself. The water is like within you. Do you know what I mean? And I heard every person you meet and or interact with, that's when we are doing filtering. Like we help each other constantly. And that maybe that's why we're not supposed to isolate, because we have a karmic duty to interact with other people. Even if it's just energetically, it could be on the phone, right? But it's now, that's interesting, Scorpio. I saw Saturn, Pluto, and then Jupiter. We have Chiron and the North Node. That's beautiful. So there's healing. You've healed, those of you here, you have healed so much more than you even know. Within yourselves, again, with who you have interacted with in this life. Some of you, your future has to do with healing. Maybe you are a healer, or you are a psychologist, or you are, however, it doesn't have to be professionally, but it could be for some of you. I want to know a little bit more about that. Guess this also shows us, if we're looking at this collectively, which I appreciate, is if we're talking through a Scorpio lens, a Scorpio path, about healing in the future, that's beautiful. This is where, because Rahu is, I want to do that. I want to do a lot of that. And so, because that creates a shield so that a person doesn't have to be afraid in this life. Or really that could like feel small or insignificant. I heard they don't, people are less on the defensive. Huh. There is something strong about your North Node and your Chiron also. It could be transitorily even, but there's something about that where like there's a shield around that. Or that you are protected in those spaces. Even when you feel confused, because Chiron can be very triggering, and North Node is when at times it's really foggy or like really smoky and you can't see. I heard some of you have a special song you need to sing. You have a special song you need to sing. Kindness. What do we have for time? 18. There's a really kind air sign here. It's a really beautiful couple, actually. There's a really nice, I see really nice connections. I heard it's like Taurus said, being reminded of when Taurus was reading, it said, you know, this is not a time of hard karma, you know, luckily. I mean, I guess we can all be subjective to what feels good or not, but it's the levels of what we can handle, but still, it's not really that. It's almost like the difference, being able to tell the difference between, right, hard karma is when we just keep repeating that lesson over and over until our face is fucking broken, you know, into the brick wall. We don't have to do any of that right now. And if anything, it's asking to be expansive. And I guess if you're a little bit confused or it isn't quite settled in I don't know if it has to do with the past or if we want to look more towards what we want to be now, right? Your birthday is about to come up. It's a whole new cycle. And actually, your opposite Taurus talked a lot about that too. So Yeah, Taurus and Sag. It makes sense that all the readings would go together anyway because it's on the same day, you know? It's kind of a cool combination. It's like the stars that are in the sky that are happening in this moment. Then it's that's the map, and then it's like my map, your map, and it combines, and then that's how we make the messages. It's so cool. Or I think that's how it works. It's one of my pontifications. Alright, I love you, Scorpio. I do wish you the best. I heard, remember, you're very intuitive when it comes to when to do things, when to harvest things, when to plant things. It's all within you. I heard, please be honest about that. Okay, peace out.